But all genocides begin with a failure to challenge these behaviors. Your generation can resist this. It already is. And that gives me hope. You do not need to be prisoners of the past. You can resist attempts to divide you from anybody else on the basis of their nationality or ethnicity or religion or the color of their skin. You can reject discrimination and hate speech and propaganda and lies. You can share a vision for a world built on equal rights, equal laws, respect for difference. Could not exist, would not succeed. That is the best way we can honor the families we remember today and the victims of persecution everywhere, with whom we can be proud to stand. I'm thinking today of the other survivors whose husbands, brothers, and sons were murdered in the genocide. I think too of the victims, in particular the children, who were denied the chance to live and love and have families of their own. It is a loss beyond words. I send you my sympathy and my respect, and I grieve with you.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Good Faith Show on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and The Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP network. You can catch the ATP network on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. And I have some shameless plugs for you guys. Be sure to follow the ATP network Twitter account. The handle right there is at ATP Network 247. And also follow the ATP Network crew. That's all our handles right there, the Twitter handles. So follow us on there. And also, too, like the video. It's free and it don't cost you nothing. So like the video. Do it. And also, too, go to GazaFunds.com if you want to help the Palestinians out. It's a whole lots of Palestinian mutual aid campaigns that need to be helped out. So go on there, find one, share it on your Twitter account. Don't just RT it, just share it. You know, you can share one every day if you have to. Like, we need everybody. Unfortunately, from what I see and hear, it's only a few people that does this. Like, everybody got their own excuses. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not forcing y'all to do it. I'm just, asking, because I ask don't mean you have to do it. So, GazaFunds.com, go on there, help the Palestinians out, please. So yeah, shout out to Angelina Jolie, for speaking out on the truth. A lot of celebrities are still quiet, or some of them, as Savvy Sap say, show their ass. So shout out to her. Like, unfortunately, based on, some people's, like, don't want to mess their money up, so they stay quiet, or some people, they actually believe Israel has a right to defend itself, which you're an idiot at this point. Or, yeah, like I said, with DJ Khaled at, he still haven't said a peep about his own people. DJ Khaled is Palestinian, by the way, if some of you guys did not know. Oh, God. Yeah, we know why he's staying quiet. I think I would need to explain why he's quiet. So, yeah, yeah, shout out to her, and shout out to other people too, Macklemore, Other World, and it's a lot of other people that speaks it out. I've never been, like, entrenched into celebrity culture. Like, I think that's good. Like, I like a few celebrities when I was younger, but I never, like, worship them and all that stuff. Like, some people worship these celebrities and singers and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Um, like, oh man, like, some of these people just don't know. Like, if a celebrity walking down the street and they see you, they're gonna look at you like you're a piece of trash. Just tell. Not all of them. Some of them probably will be nice and maybe sign your shirt or something. But Most of them are egotistical maniacs. So I'm just keeping that blunt with you. Like they're the proletariat. Celebrities are. So most celebrities. A lot of people that are in Hollywood are workers just like us. So you got to think about that too as well. So uh, yeah, it's just the truth. And yeah, before I get to a few stories, this won't be a long stream. I kind of want to aim for 2 hours per show, but it's kind of hard. Um, maybe if I went live and I get comments coming in talking about what I'm talking about, probably will go longer. But since YouTube shadow banning the shit out of us and Twitter doing they just do, and also too, if you're watching this on Twitter, the three of you at this point, I guess, because Twitter just fucked up. I recommend you going to YouTube and Rumble, please, and watch the ATP Network live streams and clips on there because Twitter is kind of messed up. I don't know whether it's my Twitter account because my shit messed up because I talk about Elon Musk. Like, yes, if you talk about Elon Musk on Twitter, your shit will get shadow banned on top of your left stand. So anyway, I got this other video right here. Um, um, I'm gonna play it.
President Biden's leadership, Democrats.
You're a war criminal! Sleep and die! Down!
These countries, you use the guise of democracy and diplomacy to do the bidding of a racist, white supremacist, imperialist.
Take it out!
I'm so sick of these bootlickers. Somebody said, "Take him out! Take him out!" Like, you bootlicking to these politicians that don't even give a shit about you. And like, the reason why these people have to intrude like that is because they'll never get they'll never get their questions answered because these politicians that do these town halls, apparently there's some kind of event. I don't think this was no town hall, but like they don't want to talk to these people because they know these people don't agree with what they're doing. So they have to interrupt and yell like, "You're a war criminal. You support apartheid," or like you have to like interrupt. You have to get your voice out there, and people record it, which is good because people need to see. And I think more and more people every day, even though sometimes it still look like it's bleak that half of Americans are still asleep, people are awakening to this shit. I think October 7th really got the ball rolling in terms of like what the United States has really been doing for a very long time. Like what's going on in Gaza, in Israel, like that's I mean, like Yemen, Syria, like like people just don't know. Then doing coups in Venezuela um and stuff like that. Like this stuff been happening. It's just now October 7th. I think now because we in the real deep trenches of the social media era, people are finally now seeing what their tax dollars are doing. So yeah, I just had to say that. Like, and people stop worshiping celebrities and politicians. Like, why did whoever was hollering to get them out had to say that? Like that's their constitutional right to be there. And interrupting is not it's not a crime to interrupt. It's kind of like it's a protest. You have the right to assemble, not peacefully assemble, like some people say. No, it never said peace right to assemble. But okay.
For $14 billion to kill people in Gaza, they murdered 14,000 children. People together, others. Here you go. We believe in
So yeah, shout out to those black activists, man. Shout out to Two Raw for TV. He's on YouTube. He told the truth. Like black people be more on code when there's a Republican in the White House. I mean, yeah, when the Republican is president, because I'm not talking about those people there. Like they probably don't. They probably post duopoly. I don't know, but I'm just talking about black people in general. It's like it has to take a Republican to wake most of us up. Like I wish they be woke like this when a Democrat is in power, because Democrats don't give a shit about them either. Like both parties don't give a shit about you. Like some guy said, like the Republicans stab you in the heart, and the Democrats slowly poison you. So basically, either way, you're fucked. So yeah, man. Shout out to those people. And we don't Hakeem Jeffries and all these other evil ass corrupt politicians don't need to say a word. You know what I mean? They don't need to say nothing because they are complicit in this genocide, and they need to be uncomfortable. Like they too comfortable. Um, like Rome always say, I think we need to take things a step further. Protesting is all right. Like I'm not downing protests, but at this point, man, something got to give. Like Luigi Mangione type shit. Like something needs to happen, man. I hate to even say that. Like that's not something I would say, but like that's where we at this point. Like Luigi, like they're making an example out of him, obviously, right? Because they know that people are fed up. They know that's why they seeking a death penalty on this guy. Even I'm still on the consensus of that. That Luigi might not be the guy, but even if he is, like, it really don't matter. I think sometimes the left really pisses me off with that too. It's like it doesn't matter if Luigi Mangione is the guy or not that murdered Brian Thompson. It's just that the fact that a CEO that murdered, literally murdered thousands upon thousands of people because they couldn't get access to health insurance because um, prior authorization or claim denial, which is the same thing. Like yeah, like you know. So yeah, I need to stop there because of YouTube. YouTube be on that shit. So there's a lot of other stuff I can say. That's why I need to make a Patreon. Once we grow, bring back my Patreon. It's a lot of stuff I could say on there, but I can't say on YouTube. And then YouTube got us by our barrel head. So yeah. Anyway, what I'm gonna talk about today? I'm gonna talk about Shannon Sharpe being sued. An article from Black Agenda Report about the prior presidents prior to Trump about repression. Um, you know, more tariff news. The FBI police went to an activist home in Michigan. And what else I'm gonna talk about? Let me see. Got my. And then, oh yeah, Trump and Ukraine. Like, see, that shows you that. I'm just gonna say this. And I'm gonna get to it. Like, Putin really controls the ship. Like Trump thinks he's controlled it, but yeah, Putin really actually tells you, fuck you. Like if this shit gonna go down on our terms. so anyway, y'all be sure to like the video again if you're just not coming in. Um, be greatly appreciated. Like we started off good, the ATP network on YouTube, for example, but copyright strike, which is the fault of my own. I admit that. Oh, I post the blame because I've been told you can't play their content, the Breakfast Club content. I did, but I'm trying to rebuild from that. So like the video, and let's get to it, guys. All right, guys. So The first article I want to talk about is Shannon Sharpe. Pretty sure this has been out for like a few days now, but yeah, like Shannon Sharpe is under fire. And you notice the right time to take somebody to the cleaners basically is when they actually become relevant. Like if you don't know who Shannon Sharpe is, he played for the NFL for what 8 years or something like that. Probably a little bit longer than that. Played for the Ravens, the Broncos, and I think what other team he played for. And then after that, he became a sports commentator for CBS, Fox, and now ESPN. And then he has his own podcast called Club Shay Shay and that in Nightcap with Chad Ocho Cinco. Um, and what really blew Shannon Sharpe up was the Cat Williams interview, which Cat Williams um, told some truths. Like, I don't agree with everything Cat Williams says, but yeah, like, he exposed Hollywood. And then, like, Cat Williams opened up the bag for other celebrities to expose Hollywood. The latest person is Terrence Williams, Terrence Howard. He exposed, like, I mean, we all kind of like have our suspicions of Hollywood weird, but it is, it is what it is. But anyway, this article is from The Atlantic. It says Shannon Sharpe accused of rape in $50 million lawsuit denies allegations. So I'm gonna read some of this. Then I got a couple of other articles to go with it. It says a Nevada woman is suing Hall of Fame tight end and media personality Shannon Sharpe for more than $50 million, alleging he raped and threatened her during a 2-year relationship. A lawsuit filed in Las Vegas District Court by attorney Tony Busby, a grifter, seeks damages for pain and suffering, physiological and emotional distress, mental anguish, embarrassment, and humiliation. No. First of all, embarrassment. Is this person a celebrity? Like, we know who this woman is. Like, her name is out there. But, embarrassment? He really hates it. This is so, they're just coming up with shit. Mental anguish? Wow, what? Because he dumped you? He dumped you? Wow. Oh, God, he broke up with me. Oh, God, these people are so crazy, man. This world is crazy. It's crazy. Mental anguish, embarrassment, and humiliation. Oh, and emotional distress. Oh, God. It says Sharpe 56 denied the allegations Tuesday in a video statement on X, calling the lawsuit a shakedown and pleading to defend himself, which he has a right to do. The woman identified in the complaint as Jane Doe, which I'm gonna get her name in a minute. Sharpe first approached her while she was working at a Los Angeles gym in January 2023. She did not know who Sharpe was at the time. I'm shocked, but the lawsuit said a pair soon became consensual and deeply manipulative, relationship. If the relationship was consensual, then like he shouldn't owe you a dime. Like it was a thing. Y'all did y'all thing, and he ain't feeling it no more. So, um, yeah, like I most of us know this is a red flag, but let me continue. Over the next 2 years, the suit said Sharpe became increasingly controlling and physically abusive, choking and hitting Doe on multiple occasions. It really, really gets me, man. Like, as a man, let me say this. Why these people like to like they just can't stand black men to be successful. Like Shannon Sharpe, like he ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Maybe Shannon Sharpe might be a little aggressive towards her verbally. Like who knows? But like, how come they could hide their identity? Like we know the woman name is now. I'm glad. Like these fools, these people willing to do this but hide their name is kind of bullshit to me. I'm just saying. Like I don't like that shit. So like stuff like this really like like making believe all women comments seem very benign. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I said. I really don't care. But I'm just saying, like if this don't sound like a money grab, I don't know what else is. But let me continue. Um, um, let me see. Sharpe allegedly threatened to harm Doe numerous times for resisting his sexual advances and accusing him of infidelity. What? According to the lawsuit, Sharpe raped Doe twice in October 2024 and again in January 2025. It also accuses Sharpe of repeatedly recording the two having sex without Doe's knowledge or consent. Busby raised a brief audio clip to several media outlets Tuesday in which Sharpe allegedly said he will choke Doe if she accuses him of manipulating her. Um, in a conference call later that day, Sharpe's attorney Lanny Davis said the audio was edited in a warped and distorted way, which is not surprising. The scariest thing is people could take stuff and modify it for their own gain. Like, we have the technology to do it, unfortunately. Um, Davis said Sharpe offered Doe at least $10 million to settle the case before she filed a lawsuit, but she declined. Sharpe, a three-time Super Bowl champion who retired in 2003, appears on ESPN First Take every Monday and Tuesday, including this Tuesday show. He also hosts the podcast Cub Shay Shay and operates a wider podcast network he said is worth tens of millions of dollars. It says Doe's lawsuit also refers to a separate suit Sharpe faces in New York. In that 2023 case, Michelle Evans, who said she was in a relationship with Sharpe for roughly a decade, accused him of intentional infliction of emotional distress and defamation, among other things. Oh God, come on! They just want money. Just say, hey, I ain't shit. I'm irrelevant. So give me $30 million and we can shut up about it. Oh God. This suit includes allegations that Sharpe SA'd Evans during an argument in 2010. Busby was involved in other high-profile sexual conduct lawsuits over the last several years. Yeah, that Busby dude is opportunist, man. Like, come on. It says in 2021 he represented more than 20 women who accused quarterback Deshaun Watson of SA. Watson settled most of the lawsuits, though the terms were confidential. Busby also filed a SA lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs in 2024, but later left that case because he is not licensed in the prices in New York where he submitted the suit. The case was dismissed in February after the victim withdrew the complaint. Sharpe pointed to Busby's previous case as evidence that the Houston attorney targets black men and relies on stereotypes to draw media attention. And this is where I wanted to go with this right here. I noticed that it's like a recurring pattern. These women know that this Busby man is opportunist. I don't like people abuse the bar like that. Like, Busby is abusing the bar. He is like, for his own personal gain. Let's attack black men. Let's attack like Deshaun Watson. Like, I really don't really have much to say about that. But yeah, they went after him. Now they going after Shannon Sharpe, which yeah, like, I believe, in my opinion, like, I'm just gonna be blunt. I believe that this is nothing but a money grab. She like I got text messages. It ain't screen caps, but it's I'm gonna read them out to y'all in coded language because this is YouTube, and you know how YouTube is. So yeah, like, yeah, this is a money grab. Let me see any more. Um, it says I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. Sharpe said this has all been orchestrated by Tony Busby. Busby office didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. So yeah, that's it. So that's the Atlantic article. Now let me go to Give me a sec, guys. Let me see. Let me see. Why is doing this? Hold on. Give me a minute, guys. What the hell going on? This bar right here. There you go. Hold on. Give me a sec. I apologize, y'all. Now let me share my screen. What the hell was that? Oh my God. Let me see. Here you go. So yeah, this Shannon Sharpe, he pretty sure didn't want to do this. I mean, I hate people be in this position. Um, his legal team released text messages about the alleged rape victim. Um, Basically, like, yeah, like once you see what she said, you be like, you get it. So, uh, let me go through right quick. Let me start right here. It says the sexually explicit message include the woman that allegedly telling Sharpe that she wants to put a dog collar around her neck, and then it said, "Tie me up to do bad things to me." Now she said that to Shannon Sharpe. That don't sound like great to me. Like if you know, you know. Um, Let me see what else it says. It says the text messages clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her specific and graphic requests. Exactly. Oh my God. Let me see. Um, Let me see. Continue. Okay, here we go. The messages between Sharpe and the accuser. Um, this one says, "I know you miss this big juicy butt. $25,000 for each cheek." That's what that was the woman said to Shannon Sharpe. But you know, but he allegedly raped her, right? I said allegedly. Um, um, Let me see what else he say. Then she wrote in March 5th, 2023. She said, "Tie me up like this and puck me." Puck like a hockey puck. Um, then Shannon Sharpe said, "If I knew how to, I would." Man, Shannon Sharpe like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Then the accuser said, "It's okay, I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now." But yeah, like she wanted to be handcuffed consensually. Oh God, people like this make it harder for people to believe women, man. It really does. It's like society's cooked, man. It's cooked. Let me see. She said, you still who texts like that? You still have my handcuffs. I won't I won't like some hardcore BDSM action though, and feeling kind of freaky lately. Then on March 14th, the woman wrote, "I want to be abused, daddy, and I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me while you doing me." It says again. It says only if you put that baby gravy on me, then you can do whatever you want to me. And I literally ate so much food, I look like I'm pregnant with your big black baby. Okay, yeah, like that woman is freaky, but god damn, grape. Jeez Louise. Like these are text messages. Y'all see it on the screen. Or if you listen to it audio wise, like I'm reading it out. Um and Shannon Sharpe said, he said, "If I still F you around my birthday in 24, you can IUD out." Then it says, Says on February 29th, 2024, Sharpe wrote that the accuser's desire for the baby is a kink for her, with the woman replying, "You're the one has a breeding kink, and I mean I only want a baby if it's not from your. I think I'd be a good mom. She's always wanted a black baby," she added. Let me see what else it says. I'm just skimming through this because it's a lot. I think that's it. So yeah, man. I mean, I mean, in my opinion, like, Shannon Sharpe, I think that those text messages right there, and they're easy to validate. So I mean, I'm thinking should be no problem validating those. Um, like, I mean, thank goodness for screen capping shit. Like these days, man, you gotta screen cap stuff. You gotta save stuff, archive it. You gotta do what you gotta do because even like not like Shannon Sharpe is a high profile person. Even my ass, like, that's why I don't be in group chats. That's why I don't, talk to many people because people are crazy. You know, like people hear stuff that are lies. People spread screenshots. Maybe you say something that you didn't mean to say, and then instead you think they cool with you, and then they then they save it on their phone, and then they share it to everybody and mess your reputation up. So you can't trust nobody, man. Shannon Sharpe, I don't know. The relationship must have been last. I think it lasts what, not even 2 years. So yeah. Um. So yeah, man. I hope he, be clear of all this shit. The crazy thing about all this is that this came close to, like, I think Shannon Sharpe, you know, um, negotiating for a new contract or something for his podcast. So yeah, $100 million, by the way, which is a lot of money. But yeah, man, like, I mean, this shit happens every day, and unfortunately, it happens to black men a lot more. So yeah. Oh yeah, I got one more. I got the video article on Twitter. Let me see, pull it up. Shannon Sharpe. Talking about it. It's short, a minute and 9 seconds. Um, Let me share my screen real quick. Uh, right here.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
So yeah, you heard what he said. Tony Busby is a piece of shit. I mean, he's a piece of shit. Like he you know um he just want money. And, it's sad. Like, there are actually women that are actually getting essayed on a daily basis, and those women are being ignored. You know, you know. But people like this person, like, I gotta watch what I say, because I could call her a whole lot of names. Is accusing Shannon Sharpe, who is on top of the world right now. He is, like, he generating ratings on ESPN, and his podcast is taking off. and stuff like that. Just a cash grab. And, like my mom always say, when people get money the wrong way, it goes through their hands like grains of sand. Like even if they got that $50 million, like $50 million ain't no money no more. It ain't no money, man. $50 million ain't no money these days. So yeah. Um, so yeah, y'all heard Shannon Sharpe side. I showed y'all um the text messages. I showed y'all, the article. So yeah, man. I hate for anybody to be implicated in this because it's to be honest with you, to be honest with me, like I'm just gonna get my fair, honest assessment about all of this. Um, it's bull jump, man. If it sound like Deion Sanders, it's bull jump. Uh, it's bull jump. So, um, so yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. All right, guys, on to the next. So, all right, guys, real quick before I get my other story, I just let y'all see this tweet right quick. This post from it's on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky sometime. I'm not on there all the time, but um, this person right here says something really interesting to me, and I just want to just break it down the best way I can. It says the Civil Rights Act is the law of the land and a super statute, and the president cannot undo it. Sincerely, a constitutional law professor who teaches employment discrimination. Well, technically, um, it is a super statute, and then on top of that, I mean, like, Trump could literally say that the Civil Rights Act is DEI, which, knowing Trump, I'm, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be surprising, man. I mean, like, to be honest with you, like this is some unprecedented shit. Like Trump, like the courts is literally telling Trump he can't do this, can't do that. Elon too, and they still getting away with shit. Like thousands of federal workers lost their jobs. I mean, like, bro, like, even though they say, hey, you can't fire these people, it's wrongful termination. Like, still firing them, still getting rid of them, which will be dire consequences for years because even if, you know, like, don't think a Democrat president would save you either. Even if a Demo dummy go in there and undo everything that Trump did, it's going to take a long time. Like, all of the research and development and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like, um, don't be surprised one day to hear that the Civil Rights Act is on the table. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think Trump would go that far. I think he did enough damage. That's why the next topic I'm talking about. That's why he's backing up on the tariffs. I guess number one because of the stock market, the reception of the stock market, and people cutting up over it. And number two, his robber baron buddies got what they wanted. They wanted to do insider trading, or AKA pump and dump scheme. They got richer. They got their money high on. So yeah, man. Um, they said it came out. It's a law of the land, but really, in all actuality, this country didn't think of black people when they made the Constitution. So yeah, like that's another fact. So I just had to show y'all that right quick. Um, yeah, man, that's interesting to me. Good tweet though. It got some traction, but yeah, I ain't buying it. So all right, guys. So the next article is from Black Agenda Report. Um, it's a good read. Shout out to Margaret Kimberly. She posted it on Blue Sky. That's where I saw it at first. Um, it says Bush, Obama, and Biden gave Trump the tools for repression. It's kind of true. I mean, all of them combined is the reason why Trump became powerful because, oh God, Bush led us to recession. Obama bailed out the robber barons. Um, then that's how you got Trump, and then Biden didn't achieve for the working class people. So that's how we got Trump again. So yeah, it makes sense. Let me read it. It says, hope y'all can see that. Yeah, let me see. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Kind of small. I want y'all to read it because you. Here we go. It says the U.S. has a long history of racist oppression, repression, and revolutionary movements, violations of human rights, and the commission of war crimes. Presidents held in higher regard than Trump have gone largely unscathed from the criticisms that are once again being heaped upon him. It is important that their crimes not be forgotten. Trump must not be thought of as being exceptionally bad. The list of U.S. horrors began at the nation's founding, but for brevity's sake, this essay will cover only some of the wrongdoing committed by the last four presidential administrations: George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. See, people looking at what Trump doing now and saying, "Oh, this is so repressive. It's so criminal." When like this article's the beginning article says, like this stuff has been going on, like fascism basically has been going on before even Trump's for what Trump doing. Like what Trump doing is nothing new. It's more out in the open. Like they telling you, hey, anything that's good, it's gone. Even though Biden, to be honest with you, like this guy, oh God, the bankruptcy bill, the crime bill, like damn, like even Trump didn't have a crime bill. Hell, Trump. I mean, I hate the motherfucker, but like even he, uh, got pardoned a black woman that was wrongfully in prison. Like, jeez Louise. But let me continue. In 2001, the terrorist attacks on September 11 ushered in wars of aggression, first against Afghanistan that year, and 2 years later against Iraq. Just 1 week later, on September 18th, Congress passed the authorization of use of military force, which gave George Bush the power to make war against any nation accused of having planned, authorized, committed, or aided the terrorist attacks that occurred on September 11, 2001, or harbored such organizations or persons. As terrorism suspect Osama bin Laden was in Afghanistan, that country became the target for U.S. occupation that didn't end until 2021. And the only reason why Biden withdrew from Afghanistan is because they was planning for Ukraine and Russia. To be honest with you, I think they were planning for that, and and Iran possibly as well. So yeah, like hey, I mean, 20 years, 20 years of being in Afghanistan. Really, and really, to be honest with you, the reason why I was in Afghanistan to begin with is because um, basically guard the oil fields, to be honest with you. And also, too, Al Qaeda was not even in Afghanistan. They really originated from Saudi Arabia. See, it shows how lies come out later on. Oh, God, I need to do an article on that. The Bush administration used Guantanamo Bay to imprison 780 men and minor children since 2001. At its peak, 680 prisoners were held there. In 2003, most of them were captured not because they engaged in any attack on the United States, but because of a $5,000 bounty paid for their capture. The Bush administration created the designation of enemy combatant, which held those persons had no legal right to trial by jury, but instead they was to be tried by military tribunals. After being initially assured that only the worst of the worst are being held at Guantanamo, now only 15 remain. The vast majority were allowed to leave over the last 20 years. But before they were allowed to go free, they were subjected to torture by boarding, and hunger strikes were force fed by methods of constituent torture. 9 of them died in captivity, 4 allegedly by suicide, but under suspicious circumstances, including evidence that were missing and tampered with. Even and military chaplain James Yee was arrested and accused of espionage before ultimately being discharged and freed. In 2008, Barack Obama campaigned for the presidency, promising to close Guantanamo and to provide civilian trials for detainees. Not only did neither of the things happening, but Obama added his own crimes to the ledger of disgraceful actions taken by U.S. presidents. The occupations of Iraq and Afghanistan continued, and Obama had his own war of aggression and choice against Libya in 2011. So yeah, the same Obama that said somebody asked him, "Are you going to hold the Bush administration accountable?" And Obama basically told him, no, no. The only reason why he probably didn't do it because the inevitable happened in 2011 with Libya. So yeah, um, it says, let me see, let me see. Uh, Not only was Libya's president Muammar Gaddafi brutally murdered by U.S.-backed jihadists, but the entire state was destroyed, and now African migrants are routinely sold into slavery. Yeah, I said technically the instability in which the U.S. brought to their region. Libya was subjected to humanitarian intervention. It had a no-fly zone allegedly meant to help civilians, which was instead used by Obama and NATO allies such as France and Britain to conduct a war crime. Obama was making his case for a 2012 re-election campaign by destroying the Libyan state and attempting the same thing against Syria, known as Operation Timber Sycamore. Obama and his NATO partners in crime began using jihadists to bring down Syria. That plot then succeeded into 2024 after his predecessors, Trump and Biden, weakened Syria in a classic CIA regime change operation, which puts terrorists in charge of their country, which is now divided by Israel and Turkey. So yeah, that's what the United States do. Basically destabilize regions enough so they can infiltrate CIA-led terrorists into the government. Like, it ain't funny, but I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, but the United States always say, what they always say, we want to bring peace and liberty and freedom and tranquility around the world, and they take countries that don't even need intervention and destroy them for their own personal gain, by the way. Oh boy. Um, it says, while cynical and criminal, Obama was not wrong about the impact of his war crimes would have on his 2012 campaign. His people also leak a story about a kill list meeting which took place every week along with others on the Obama team. Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta clearly had permission to reveal his boss's actions. The President of the United States obviously reviewed these cases, reviewed the legal justification, and in the end says go or no go. So, I mean, Obama basically, I kind of say, basically Trump and George Bush 2.0, but Obama, ain't that far. Not that far at all. Um, Let me see. Let me see. Let me start here. It says Donald Trump continued bombings and drone strikes in Syria and in Afghanistan and in Somalia, just like his predecessors had done. In 2020, he assassinated Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, and afterward, Joe Biden and all other candidates for the Democratic Party nomination supported his act. See, so that's why that's why us on the far left say that these people aren't no different. Joe Biden and Donald Trump aren't no different in Obama and Bush. They all the same. It's just like Baskin Robbins. Same ice cream, the same ingredients to make the ice cream, just different flavors. Like, you get the black articulate Obama, and you get the country bumpkin low IQ George Bush, or you get senile Jim Crow Joe Biden, or you get the orange the orange enemy Donald Trump. Oh God, the orange boogeyman Donald Trump, as Kikabello says. Um, it says Joe Biden placed on the list of infamy is most starkly revealed by his aiding and abetting in Israel genocide in Gaza. From October 8th, 2023 until he left office in 2025. He gave Israel everything it wanted. Every request for financial and military aid was approved. It should also be mentioned that his support was bipartisan, as Democrats and Republicans alike, same, voted to continue the war crime. At least 200,000 people were killed on Joe Biden's watch. Yeah. It should not escape attention that foreign policy is not the only venue for criminality. Obama deported more people than those who came after him, including Donald Trump, who takes immigration a core part of his policy. See, that's like what I always said. See, Donald Trump admits, hey, you know, get these immigrants out of here. Even though I use them in my facilities, in my properties, like hypocrites. All them hypocrites, but Obama behind the back, behind his back deports them. Like, see, Trump out in the open, like got ICE doing quotas, wrongfully detaining and deporting people. Like, it's wild. But it says it should not escape attention that foreign policy is not the only venue for criminality. I read that. Oh, shit. Migrants are being arrested and detained by Border Patrol in upstate New York in other locations when Obama was president. Joe Biden proposed sending Haitian migrants to Guantanamo before Trump entered office. Oh my God! Like, y'all remember? I think Border Patrol agents were whipping Haitian migrants coming over here. Yeah, it's pictures of that. And people going, the liberals going to try to say, oh no, technically what happened was, no, like the pictures don't lie, baby. A picture speaks 1,000 words. It says a 2020 report revealed that Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden had caused the displacement of some 37 million people in Somalia, Libya, Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Those displacements continue with every administration, whether Republican or Democrat. All those places have in common, though? Resources. Lots of resources. Like, yeah, destabilized. So it'll be easier for them to take the resources away from these countries and give them to their robber baron billionaires that pay for their campaigns. So, like, people need to know this stuff, man. Like, it's out here in the open. People just gotta. That's why people like me and other people on the left, gotta push this stuff out. But let me continue. One can oppose and protest Trump sending Venezuelans to El Salvador prison without making his crimes appear to be unique. Trump differs from the others being crude, heavy-handed, and incompetent. Exactly. The Trump administration made a very big show of canceling foreign student visas that allowed them to attend U.S. colleges and universities. They canceled approximately 1,000 visas and suspicion reasons without notifying students in their institutions. After being sued by 4 of these students, the Department of Homeland Security, which have jurisdiction over immigration and customs enforcement, backtracked and said DHS did not have authority over these visas and that the students did not have to leave the country despite being told what they did. I mean, exactly. I mean, they have green cards. Why they have to leave the country and they're here illegally? Like, again, like, I'm going to say this, like, stuff Trump doing is diabolical. Like, we all know that. But we can't forget that people before Donald Trump did the same shit. They just did it behind the back, behind the scenes. Like, it wasn't no, like, that's the only difference. It says all these presidents have one thing in common: population that has normalized criminality when it's committed by the state. They may be outraged expressed over the actions of one president, but acquaintance over another human rights abusers. It seems that protests are often popularity contests. As well, love figures are given a pass while others are scorned. That's what it is too. Like these hands-off protests, most of them were just popularity contests. Like, yeah, everybody got these fancy signs, and they got Trump blow up dolls and Elon blow up dolls, and like, I mean, like, sometimes, like, if you were serious to begin with, like I said, like, The only positive thing about these hands-off protests, the pro-Palestine protests was mixed up in there. So, it didn't make it seem too cringy. You know what I mean? Like, even some of my leftist friends, like they glorify those protests. Like, I mean, yeah, you protest, it blows up all over the social media and the news, and then you go home. Like, you gotta up the ante a little bit more. Like, it gotta be beyond a protest. Like, sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Like, to be honest with you, a protest isn't as impactful if the police ain't beating your head open. Like, I hate to say it like that. Like, why you think they beat Black Lives Matter protests? Because they actually was impactful. Like, despite what people say, like, some cities tried defunding the police even though they lied and said it didn't work. It worked, but you know, like, why you think the pro-Palestine protests, some of the police beat some of those, especially the college kids, up like that? Because they're impactful. Like, it's like people are actually paying attention. Like, see, that's the problem. See, hands-off protests, I didn't see much of that. So, I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. Um, we just don't need better presidents. We need a more mature and ethical population. It seems that the propaganda in which every administration uses is effective in giving consent to death and destruction. Um, like, shout out to Margaret Kimberly for um, this banger ass article. This is a great article. Shout out to her. Go support the Black Agenda Report. Good read. I need to start reading stuff like this. Like, see, this stuff like this is gonna get the ball rolling. Articles plus commentating like what I'm doing, like this stuff, and actually doing on the ground organizing mutual aid as well. All that stuff together, it's gonna push to get the ball rolling. So yeah, yeah. So, like, all this shit you see now, as people said, fascism happened with George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, now Trump. So, all of them, to be honest with you, need to be in prison because they all are war criminals. They they are really evil motherfuckers because all four of them, you know, took those countries, Somalia, Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq, destabilized those countries, overthrew their government for resources for their robber baron billionaires buddies. So, all right, guys, on to the next. All right, guys, before I get to this next article, be sure to like the video. It's free and don't cost you nothing. So, all right, y'all. So, more Trump tariff news. It says trading partners play hardball as Trump administration dig in on tariffs. I mean, like, especially China. Like, China's outlying this. Like, China really ain't gotta do nothing but see United States squeal like a pig. Like, when everything is made in China, when most of our stuff is made in China, like, bro, like, China just sitting there. I bet they laughing at it. I bet Kim Jong Un and not Kim Jong Un, Xi Jinping and his officials laughing at that ass, man. Laughing at Trump especially, like thinking that those terrorists is going to hurt China. Like, hell, even the European Union is kind of like want to work with China. Like, China is becoming a world dominant, the world dominance of the world now. It's becoming that, and the United States sees that, so they always try to counteract with stupid shit like tariffs, which don't hurt China. It hurts the working class person. So, let me play this video right here by this idiot, the Treasury Secretary. Play this video, then I'm gonna read it.
The purpose of the IMF and the World Bank was to better align national interests with international order, thereby bringing stability to an unstable world. My goal this morning is to outline a blueprint to restore equilibrium to the global financial system and the institutions designed to uphold it. I wish to invite my international counterparts to join us in working toward these goals. On this point, I wish to be clear. America first does not mean America alone. To the contrary, it is a call for deeper collaboration and mutual respect among trade partners. Far from stepping back.
So basically he's saying is, yeah, like these terrorists gonna fuck us over, It's really gonna fuck people over. People are not happy, so please, pretend to negotiate with us, even though you basically won. Basically you won by default. But America, we can't sound weak. That's basically what this idiot's saying. So let me let him finish.
America First seeks to expand U.S. leadership in international institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. By embracing a stronger leadership role, America First seeks to restore fairness to the international economic system.
So you heard what the Treasury dude said. Let me read this. Let's see, make this bigger. There we go. It says Trump administration's latest efforts to soften its trade stance amid a market rebellion.
Kelly, I also wanted to ask you about what's going on at the State Department. Secretary of State Marco Rubio unveiling this plan for...
Stupid video plan. Sorry about that. Other nations do not yet appear willing to negotiate. On Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, the guy that was on the video, reiterated remarks he made to investors in a private conference Tuesday that the tariff standoff with China was unsustainable. He said unsustainable. Yeah, of course. Like what Jack Hugo said, of course it's unsustainable. Like what you thought? Like China ain't playing with us no more. Like I could have told you that. Like they tired of us bullshit. Like my homeboy be saying, bullshitting. That's what we doing. But he said that the de-escalation would have to be mutual and had not yet been initiated by the White House. In response, an official with China U.S. Embassy accused the U.S. of continuing to mistreat it. Our doors are open if the U.S. wants to talk, the spokesperson said in a statement Wednesday. If a negotiated solution is what the U.S. truly wants, it should stop threatening and blackmailing China and seek dialogue based on equality, respect, and mutual benefit. To keep asking for a deal while exerting extreme pressure is not the right way to deal with China. It simply will not work. So basically, China said, y'all need to quit lying about us, lying about us. Like you goddamn J.D. Vance calling them people peasants. Yeah, you pissing them off. Like, they're not peasants, bro. Like it's your country's fault, J.D. Vance, that they are kicking the United States ass. Belt to ass. Literally, belt to ass. Like China's the enemy. Like all this time, everybody said China's the enemy. Russia's the enemy. When like Putin has a high 80% approval rating by the people of Russia, and China eradicated homelessness, and China helping other countries with Belt and Road initiatives. Like China doing things the right way. They're not destabilizing countries like the United States is. Like China offered to build roads and railroads and stuff like that for resources, while the United States just want to just take it. So yeah, I don't think China is the enemy. It's not. Meanwhile, a European Union representative told the Wall Street Journal that it is not going to abandon its added value tax or the agricultural subsidies its nation provide to the region farmers. The official also posted to X that the EU was seeking to strengthen and expand ties to other nations, indicating it was postponing itself as a counterweight to the instability set off by the Trump administration. Major tax indexes as well as bond markets saw earlier gains evaporate Wednesday as they wore on, and investors grasped that the rest of the world was not shifting its hardline posture. Indeed, the reaction for China and the EU may be a response to a sense that it now has leverage. Despite weeks of market turmoil, the White House new softer stance appeared to be in response to a threat of physical shortages on U.S. retail shelves. I mean, what else to expect? I mean, not only when it's shortages, not only we got to pay for the tariffs on the goods, then we got to pay for hyperinflation. Jesus Christ. And experience Trump lived through during his first term as the pandemic unfolded. Um, According to a person familiar with the White House thinking, some companies have stated the tariff rates on important goods are now so high that they have effectively become embargoes, and the firms have simply stopped bringing in goods in response. And yeah, also too, I forgot to mention, like, this is why Trump said there won't be no tariffs on electronics, because Apple is not going to bring manufacturing from China to the United States. That's why Tim Cook said what he said, like, basically, yeah, see, China, they got these real huge factories to make multiple iPhones. The United States, really don't have the capacity to do that, or it will take decades to do that. Yeah, y'all don't understand, like, it'll take decades. Like, my thing is, if you actually care about people, which these corporations don't, they love money. They don't care about the working class person. They willing to put the jobs overseas rather than help their own citizens out by bringing the jobs here and paying them a thriving wage. It's something you need to think about, man. Like, literally. It says the White House was particularly concerned about the shortages of products around the holidays. The person said, how did I say the person? The person? The Christmas ordering cycle is started, and July 4th is coming up, where retailers might not have the summer products like beach shells, umbrellas, grills, fireworks, and light up trinkets. Yeah, and guess where all those things are made at, right? China. Jesus. Bessent told a Washington, D.C. conference that more than 100 countries have now approached the U.S. to address trade imbalances, though he asserted a key Trump talking point that the rest of the world, as well as past U.S. presidents, were responsible for harming America's heartland. For decades, successive administrations relied on faulty assumptions that our trading partners would implement policies that would drive a balanced global economy, Benson said. Instead, we face the stark reality of large and persistent U.S. deficits as a result of an unfair trading system. He continued, into internal policy choices by other countries have hollowed out America's manufacturing sector and undermined our critical supply chains, putting our national and economic security at risk. It says Bessent remarks initially sent markets higher, but after Bessent and later White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said there will be no unilateral reduction in tariffs against China. Stocks paired gains significantly while U.S. government bonds sold off after an earlier rally. Yeah, because they see what's going to happen. Soon enough, Trump changes of mind have been a constant of his second term, where there was nothing to suggest the latest evolution of his thinking will be final. He was set to make additional remarks Wednesday morning. Yeah, Trump is a guy that's he's reactive, not proactive. Like, yeah, let's just implement tariffs, not thinking, but letting the people think that, hey, it'll force jobs back over here, when the reality is that why would they do that? Oh God, it's so funny, man. Sometimes it's just so funny. Like, either you laugh or you holler and scream and cry. Like, this is where I'm at. Let me see. It says with investors' growing concerns, U.S. President Trump demonstrated the art of the retreat. Paul Donovan, chief economic of UPS Global Wealth Management, said in a note to his clients Wednesday. Donovan added, the erratic threatened retreat cycle has economic consequences. The uncertainty this causes may impact consumer and business making decisions. You damn right it will. Like, I mean, like, this should be, you know, an example of when what happens is this. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna get to the next story because, um, man, because it's wild. Like, this is like me keep saying like me telling my kids like, hey, if you eat all your vegetables, I give you some ice cream. Then I said, I ain't gonna give you no ice cream. Then I said, oh, I give you ice cream. Oh, I ain't gonna give you no ice cream. What that do to the kids? It not only it makes them mad at me, rightfully so, cause I lied to them. Well, yeah, I lied to them basically. But I'm manipulating. Like there will come a point in time where they're not gonna engage with me because I asked them. I kept telling them, "I'll give you ice cream if you I give you ice cream if you eat your vegetables, even though I don't mean it." Phil Trump do it like, "Hey, put tariffs on, take tariffs off, tariffs on, tariffs off." Like, I bet the EU and China like, what in the fuck is he doing? What are you doing? He don't know what he's doing. All right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. So this is from Mundo Weiss. This will be a quick read here. It says FBI and police raid homes of Palestinian activists in Michigan. I mean, this ain't no surprise. They obviously, the FBI and police work hand in hand. What else new? Um, it's crazy. Like, if you're a Palestine activist, whether you are here by green card or you're a U.S. citizen, like you were born here, and you on the right side of history, you either get deported or threatening to get deported, or you have the feds raid your home. My thing is this, like, what the fuck are they going to find? Checks from Hamas? I get this. Oh shit! Oh, these Palestine activists. Oh, they get checks from Hamas. Oh, they pro Hamas. Oh God, they graping their ableist. Like, Jesus, man. I can't. That's why I said it's gonna be a quick read. Um, the feds right there. It said the morning of April 23rd, the FBI and other law enforcement agencies executed search warrants at multiple homes in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and Canton Township, Michigan. The raids reportedly target a number of student organizers who connected to Gaza protests at the University of Michigan. Wow. According to the group Students Allied with the Freedom and Equality Safe, agencies the students' electronic and a number of personal items. 4 individuals were detained and eventually released. Again, what they gonna find? What they gonna find? Palestinian memes, Benjamin Yahoo memes, or flyers to a protest at Michigan campus, like University of Michigan campus. Like what? Invading these people's privacy, seizing their private property. Sometimes they'll even give it back, or they botch it up so bad where it's unusable. It's bullshit. So yeah, here's the video right here. I think this is on Instagram. Yes, this is from Instagram. But
no search warrant was provided.
Look at. Hold on. They busting the door open, bro. Wow. They busted. They're banging the door open with a battering ram. Wow, this is insane.
Show me your hands out. Hands up.
So yeah, that's it. Wow. Let me see this right here. It says breaking FBI and police raid homes of University of Michigan pro-Palestine protesters. Earlier this morning, police and FBI agents raided 4 residences at University of Michigan pro-Palestine protesters refusing to show warrants, like just busting their door down with no warrants. Red flag. Like, I mean, I really hope these students sue the FBI and the police department that are in cahoots with the FBI, man. Like, some lawsuits need to be ensued. Like, oh god. They seized all electronic and a number of personal belongings, detaining and releasing eight residents of the home. Oh god. This shit makes me angry, man. The THRIR Coalition, a student-led movement calling for the divestment from Israel, said that officers initially refused to present warrants at the Yisraeli raid. They were unable to confirm whether ICE was present at the raid. Probably was. We call into question the aggressive nature of this morning's raid of activist homes, which follow the recent misuse of persecutorial power in Michigan and throughout our country against pro-Palestine activists, said CAR Michigan Executive Director Dawad Alid in a statement. In any other context, such minor infractions would be handled by local law enforcement or referred to local elected prosecutors, not escalated to federal intervention. This disproportionate response further fuels the perception that Muslim and Arab students, those who stand in solidarity with them, are being treated with overly hostile by law enforcement compared to those who commit harm towards Muslim Americans. The Detroit FBI office spokesman declined to explain why the warrants were executed, but confirmed that the matter was being handled by the Office of Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. Nessel has refused to confirm whether the raids were connected to Palestine activism thus far, but her office has aggressively targeted the movement. I mean, it's got something to do with the activism. Last fall, Nessel introduced criminal charges against at least 11 protesters involved in the University of Michigan Gaza encampment. Yeah, of course. An investigation by The Guardian revealed that the members of the University of Michigan's governing board have pressed Nessel to bring charges against the students. The report notes that 6 of 8 regents donated more than $33,000 combined to Nessel's campaign. I wouldn't surprised if this is Israel lobbyist money related to. I wouldn't be surprised. After the regents' call for action, Nessel took the cases over from local district attorney Eli Savitt, and it's extremely rare move as local prosecutors typically handle such charges. The University of Michigan's alleged frustration with local prosecutors stems from a November campus sit-in in which Ann Arbor police arrested a group of 40 protesters. Explained the Guardian investigation. Savitt had announced in May that his office would dismiss 36 cases and recommend 4 of diversion programs where they faced a light punishment. They shouldn't face no punishment at all. I mean, wow. Freedom of speech, my ass. I never want to hear that word again. Nah. Wow. Like, that's crazy. Any revolutionary, well, yeah, liberation is revolutionary. Like any type of movement, like pro-Palestine movement, stuff like that. Stuff like that always, they want to stop those movements. So what they do is like you got Trump saying the homegrowns, you want to send them to CCOT, or they send the cops to your house to take all your electronic devices, or it's wild. Let me see. That incensed University of Michigan pro-Israel regents and police department because they wanted swifter, tougher charges, according to the sources with the knowledge of the process. It continues. They then asked Nessel to take the cases, and university police sent warrant requests to the office. I wouldn't be surprised if Israel had ties to this. Earlier this month, federal immigration agents detained and interrogated attorney Amir Marquette, who is representing one of the targeted students. Marquette, who is returning from a trip to the Dominican Republic with his family, was questioned for 90 minutes but refused to hand his phone over to the agents. The purpose of searching my phone doesn't have anything to do with terrorism. That's only a chilling act, and it's done to be intimidating, in my opinion, for the causes that I've been engaging in. Mark Laird told NPR after the incident, "I'm standing up for students. I'm standing up for immigrants and political dissenters." And I think this was a way to dissuade me from taking on these type of cases. The mounting repression in Michigan comes amid a wider national crackdown on the Palestinian movement from the Trump administration. So I'm gonna end it there, but yeah, I get the gist of it. Like, yeah, they want to shut these pro-Palestine activists down. Like, you got Trump saying send them to CCOT. You got, yeah, like they doing anything in their power, you know. Like, hey, like Israel bought these motherfuckers, so of course you expect them to do anything in their power, short of assassinating them. Really, to be honest with you, I hate to say that, but like short of that, they'll, I mean, raid their homes without warrants and send them, deport them, and all kinds of over free speech. Like this is free speech, saying that Israel's an apartheid state and free Palestine. Like, again, what they gonna find on their trending devices? We shall see. I'm gonna keep an eye on that story. So, all right, guys, on to the next. Okay, guys. So this is from New York Times. It says Trump pressures Ukraine to accept a peace plan that sharply favors Russia. Interesting. I mean, not interesting, but you know what I mean. Basically, the U.S. proposal would freeze territory along the current front on the lines of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which Ukraine has rejected. So basically, they want Ukraine to say, "Hey, you need to accept a peace deal, giving Russia Crimea." Which, again, like, I mean, you can't blame Russia. I mean, like, why would you want weapons? Why you want NATO intervention on your border? Like, that don't make any sense. Imagine if Mexico had, let's say Mexico had BRICS intervention on their border, on the U.S. Mexico border. Like, it'd be a World War III right now. I'm just saying. But anyway, let me continue. It says President Trump and his top aides demanded on Wednesday that Ukraine accede to an American design proposal that will essentially grant Russia all the territory it has gained in the war, while offering Kiev only vague security assurances. The American plan, which would explicitly block Ukraine from ever joining NATO, was rejected by President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine, which is a plant of a president, by the way, whose long-running dispute with Mr. Trump broke into the open 2 months ago in the Oval Office. The proposal also appears to call for the United States to recognize Russia's 24 takeover of Crimea, a region of Ukraine. There's nothing to talk about, Mr. Zelensky said. This violated our constitution. This is our territory, the territory of Ukraine. Wish I could talk like him. Mr. Trump shot back on social media that the Ukrainian president was being inflammatory and said he will only prolong the killing field. Mr. Trump suggested the proposal was on the verge of acceptance by President Vladimir Putin of Russia. "I think we have a deal with Russia," he told reporters at the White House. "The problem," he suggested, was Mr. Zelensky. "I thought it would be easy for a deal with Zelensky," he said. "So far, it's harder." Vice President J.D. Vance struck a similar theme while traveling in India. He said the United States will walk away from the peace process if both Ukraine and Russia refuse to accept the American terms. First of all, like again, man, like Putin, like they don't understand. Like J.D. Vance think he got some big nuts or something. Like, they don't agree to our terms, it won't be good. Like Putin, like y'all basically caving into Putin's terms. Like Russia wants to seize. Russia wants Crimea. So yeah, it's the opposite. You just want Zelensky to agree to it to end the war. Like the fuck. Oh god. But anyway, people are so delusional. Uh, uh, I've issued a very explicit proposal that both the Russians and Ukrainians, and it's time for them to either say yes or for the United States to walk away from this process. Mr. Vance told the reporters the only way to really stop the killing is for the armies to put down both their weapons and to freeze this thing to get on with the business of actually building a better Russia and a better Ukraine. Oh Jesus, that is so PR pills don't make no sense. Oh God. Okay. Let me see. It says it is not clear whether U.S. announcements were a part of pressure campaign to force Mr. Zelensky to make territorial concessions, or whether they were designed to create a pretext for abandoning American support for Ukraine. But the United States is essentially settling on a deal that favors the aggressor in the war, one that forces Ukraine to accept the forcibly rewriting of its border and give its hope of eventually joining NATO, as other former Soviet republics have. It says here, European allies who in recent weeks have been promising more military and economic support for Mr. Zelensky. Yeah, because Trump basically neutralized that. Have charged that Mr. Trump has essentially switched sides in the war and that his real goal is to cast Ukraine aside to find a way to normalize American relations with Moscow. Mr. Trump and his top allies have already begun discussing the prospect of lifting sanctions on Russia and striking energy and mineral deals with Mr. Putin. Whether Mr. Trump's motives, well, also let's not forget that Trump wants some of Ukraine's resources too. Like, yeah. But let me continue. Whenever Mr. Trump's motive, what happened on Wednesday signaled the possible abandonment of the American commitment to Mr. Zelensky, that the United States would never engage in talks that excluded the country from determining its fate. While the United States did not release a text of its proposal, European officials who have seen it said that it's under its terms the United States will recognize Crimea, which Mr. Putin seized illegally in 2014 as Russian territory. It's not all the way true. This is why reading from New York Times is suspect. While the peninsula was part of Russia for hundreds of years, it was given to Ukraine by Soviet leader Nikita I can't say it last, nearly 7 decades ago. In his social media post, Trump said he was not asking Mr. Zelensky, what's up with this Mr. shit, to recognize Crimea as Russia, even though the U.S. plan would call for Washington to do so. Nobody's asking Zelensky to recognize Crimea as Russian territory, but if he wants Crimea, why didn't they fight for it 11 years ago when it was heading over to Russia without a shot being fired, Mr. Trump wrote. Just 3 years ago, Marco Rubio, then a senator and now Mr. Trump's Secretary of State, co-sponsored an amendment to prohibit the United States forever recognizing any Russian claim of sovereignty over parts of Ukraine that it has seized. It says the United States cannot recognize Putin's claims or we risk establishing a dangerous precedent for another authoritarian regime like the Chinese Communist Party to imitate, he said at the time, in allusion to Taiwan, which, oh my God. See how what they do, see how they make China and Russia the enemy. Like, even though Trump is soft on Russia, again, like, we know why Trump is soft, but yeah, like, man, again, like, you idiots, you dumbass idiots. China is not destabilizing countries. Okay, let me continue. Now Mr. Rubio has become the defender of Mr. Trump's approach. Even if Ukraine has to surrender 20% of the country to Mr. Putin and give the Russian leader most of his war goals. So, my final thoughts on this is that, yeah, like, basically, Putin peeled Trump to say, hey, we'll end the war. I'm pretty sure Russia will want to take Crimea back, but we'll end the war. but you gotta agree with our terms. So they agree with it. Zelensky don't want that. Zelensky wants to continue to support Ukraine and support his pockets, by the way. Like we already see really when October 7th happened, we basically stopped giving a fuck about Zelensky and them. Like one thing that really bothers me though. Then I'm gonna end this stream is that you know people support Ukraine, but they don't really understand like how we got to this point of the war in Russia Ukraine. Like people on the left, by the way, like they must don't understand. Like I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because some of them I'm cool with. I'm cool with them. But it's like Putin is like if you need to like follow somebody within like that's a foreign policy expert on this. I'm not really a foreign policy person. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not the one that to explain it to you. But from what I've been told is that um, NATO want to push the border close to Russia. And I don't blame Russia because that's how you escalate tensions. That's why Russia basically had to take matters to their own hands. Oh God. So yeah. And also too, y'all support Ukraine while Ukraine have Nazis in their country. Red flag. I mean, but you support Palestinians. Like what Israel committed genocide. Like what Israel doing no different than Nazis in Ukraine. So I mean, I'm just saying, hey. So all right, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, I try my best to give y'all the truth as possible and give y'all my perspective on it. I'm not always right, and I'm not a saint. I never said I was perfect. I get shit wrong, and when I do get shit wrong, I'll come out and say I'm wrong. Like I'm not that type of person to degrade. To always say I'm right. Like I'm just a small irrelevant guy on YouTube that's just trying to get the story, get the truth out because corporate media is not doing that. So, shameless plugs again before I go. Follow the HTP Network crew. All our handles have been scrolling by here for the whole stream. So, follow us if you haven't to yet. Follow the HTP Network official Twitter account. I might start just streaming my stuff on there once we have a following. The handle for that is ATP Network 247. Like the video. It's free. It don't cost you a damn thing. And also too, like instead of some of y'all on Twitter that like to spread drama and bullshit, stop doing that and make Twitter useful by going to GazaFunds.com and sharing some of the Palestinian links on Twitter, on your Twitter accounts. Like they'll help a lot. Like they'll go far. Like Palestinian mutual aid, I know a lot of you ain't got no money. Like, nobody asking you, money like that if you ain't got it. Just share the links at least. Like that's all. GazaFunds.com, guys. Like, like you doing something. You doing a good deed. That's what I'm gonna say. So, all right, y'all. That wraps up the Good Faith Show. I'm your host Andre Morton, signing out. Have a good one. By the way, before I forget, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.